Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Journeys in Doula with your host, none other than the Journeys in Doula. I hope everyone out there is well, in good health, and in good body, mind, and spirit. And so this evening, as I promised, I was going to come back with some information that I've recently started to work on myself. And I said, wow, I have to share this on the podcast. And tonight's podcast is called, Do You Have the Answers to These Questions? And I just want to read this short passage. Final wishes. Do you have a plan? Is everything in order? Do your loved ones know your plan? This information, I will be sharing tonight are these important questions that every adult should have a in progress plan. No one's saying this has to be done on a final basis, but it is moving towards maturement. And when you become an adult, especially when you become a parent, and hopefully this is done before you become a grandparent, these are some questions you really need to ask yourself pertaining to your future and your journey's end. And I found myself faced with these questions. For final arrangements, are your services pre-planned? Yes or no? If yes, do you have a contact name and phone number? Do you have your pre-planning documents in a safe location? Does someone in your family know where those pre-planning documents are located when needed? If your service isn't pre-planned, please complete the following. And then it has a preference where it says my funeral home preference, and your burial preference, which there seems to be two options, buried or cremated. But we're going to come back to that because in this age of 2020 and moving forward, there are new and creative more options out there for us. Then it has your place of burial, cemetery location. Where would you like your ashes? Who would you like your ashes to be given to? Then it says, have you purchased the plot? Yes or no? And then it has a section for your plot location. Then it says memorial service request. My place of worship, there's for anyone that is a belongs to a church, synagogue, or any type of temple, house of worship. Um, that would be, that information. Then there is like a religious contact, address, phone number. But this could also be uh, changed to whatever arrangements you would like to have. There are many different ceremonies for many different cultures. And then there are standards for those that don't have a preference or, sadly to say, did not get a chance to verbalize their preferences or to, speak to the responsible person that is going to carry out these preferences. Then it asked if there's any memorials, who should they go to? There's different organizations listed, but it could also be scholarships, education, etc. Different funds can be started in um, the name. Um, then they have those that have ceremony preferences that do not want a ceremony, that they would rather have something graveside. Then there are people that prefer to have their casket closed. Some prefer open. You have the wake funerals. Certain ceremonies have a mass. Um, just the memorial service itself. And that should definitely be put in the hands of someone that knows your culture, knows about you, and that can make that as personable as possible. This is why, as a doula, part of our responsibility is to, bring the consciousness of being able to be a participant in your own plans and to have the opportunity to coordinate your grand event. This is a grand event, people. Um, yes, we have to begin to look at it in a more enlightened perspective. I know most people like to spend their lifetime avoiding the thought, but I can't say that that is mature. That is not mature thinking, especially if you are a parent or grandparent. You don't want to leave your loved ones burdened. Okay. And then there's obituary information, which tells about you, your education, degrees you've earned, honors, things you've done in life. Excuse me, your achievements, you know. Um, and then it goes on to ask about things a person would like at their own service, their favorite flowers. Imagine you did not like carnations or roses, but on your very special day, the place was filled with carnations and roses. I wouldn't say that that is personable or personal. So, it's not all doom and gloom. These are the things one should be thinking about if you are an adult, you know. I certainly have a flower preference. Let's see. And then a lot of times people just get what they're going to get because they haven't made any preparations. They haven't put anything aside. They didn't invest in, life insurance or end of life fund, which is another option. Rather than life insurance, there are other options, and I plan on, speaking with you all about that information. But yes, so it goes on to say songs or music that the person would like played. I've actually been saying this for quite a while. Like when I really, really like a song, like I might say, you know, to a family member, at my funeral, make sure you play this. Like I have this whole playlist because in my mind, I'd like it to be a day of music as well. So yeah, that is a privilege to be able to handpick your music. Let's see, your favorite readings, your whatever, you know, you like to read, what your favorite passage, if you're religious, it would be what your favorite, Bible verses were, and just different things, which is very personal. Most people can't say that about someone else, unless it's a spouse or something. But, this should come from you. So, you know, again, it's not all doom and gloom. I know people may see, oh, Journeys End Doula or End the Life Doula, but the actual title is called Death Doula. And so, people begin to put a gloom over that, but, you know, and then you have to be a special person to even take on this title because of the shunning of it all. But, I'm pretty much the opposite. So, more things that would be asked would be special requests or prayers you would like said over you and for your journey. This is something else that is personal. It is nice for someone to take it upon their heart to think that they could write words for somebody else, but I had to apply that to myself, and I would rather have my own things read and my own special prayers read over me or meditations or whatever have you. Um, let's see. Special quotes or poems again. That's something different. And then it has a separate section for your prayers. Um, it's another good question. Military honors. If you are a serviceman or woman, you have the option of having that added to your service. And so it for your person responsible for you or your family member that's taking care of your arrangements should know to contact the United States military so that they can get the arrangements together. And as far as I know, they're very honorable and timely for those things. But it would be great to be able to plan that ahead. Then there's other special notes or requests. Some people request to have certain jewelry um, on their journey, clothing, personal items to be buried with them. Um, yes. And so we're going to talk more about that as well because certain cultures, this is a norm. Yes. Um, but we'll come back to that because there's some notes about stuff like that as well. Um, then it says other people to be notified. Like, yes, a person would have to be able to get into your cell phone to see your contacts and try to let people know what's going on, your big event, when it is. People need time, you know, for these things to make arrangements. And so, what people or organizations do you want to be notified if something happens to you? Friends, doctors, certain clubs we belong to, certain memberships, organizations. Yes, these are things to think about. Because yes, again, this is your big day. Like you don't want to be slighted. I would not say that. I believe that every human being deserves the best. It's, especially going out, because a lot of us didn't have a great life coming in or during the beginning, the middle. But once we become adults and we begin to know what is important, um, this is a subject that notably comes to mind. You want to have all your information where people can get to it, your family, an address book, or access to, like I said, the telephone, which would be hard because a lot of people don't share their passwords and things. But that's something to think about. So we have incorporated that. Actually, myself and my husband, we share our passwords with each other, because we are the managers of our home. So we need to have that together. Um, it even had like people that you would prefer to be your pallbearers, and a section for family notes, siblings in their order of birth preceded by. That's information that's useful for the obituary. Pets are important to us, and who you wish to care for your pet, you have to worry about that. If something happens to you and you have pet or pets with an S, that also, they're going to need a home and different things too. So that has to be thought about. So as you can see, that is just a basic planning guide, but deeper. We're going to get deeper into it as we go along on Journeys in Doula podcast. And so I just want to lift your spirits and encourage you to take this step and actually put some thought into it. And don't wait, because as they say, no one is promised tomorrow, but if you had a chance, would you take it? And so, from Journeys in Doula podcast to you all, I'll say peace until the next time, which is going to be very soon. Um, I'll be back with some more wonderful information and resources. And as you could see on the screen, I can be contacted at journeysindoula@gmail.com. I also have a Facebook page called Journeys in Doula, and I'm on YouTube also as Journeys in Doula. So feel free to contact me with any questions, and I will be happy to help you all. And until then, remember, everyone deserves a wonderful journey's end.